¿Qué tal? Me encuentro aquí con la señora Laura García Cano, quien es nuestro modelo de agente de paz. Buenas tardes, Laura.
Buenas tardes.
¿Tú sabes qué es un agente de paz?
Sí, un agente de paz es una persona que con sus actos diarios va construyendo un camino para adecuada convivencia entre los seres humanos.
Muy bien, gracias. ¿Tú te consideras un agente de paz?
Pues se puede decir que sí en base a la definición que te di, porque sí me interesa que los seres humanos convivamos de una manera armónica los unos con los otros. Y aparte, pues ese camino se va construyendo todos los días, no es un camino fácil, pero con una buena actitud, respetando, apoyando y conviviendo con los demás podemos lograr este camino para la paz. Entonces sí me considero una persona que soy un agente para la paz.
Muy bien, y veo que usted ayuda a gente de escasos recursos, tanto niños como adultos mayores, al brindarles educación básica. Pero cuéntenos más a fondo sobre lo que hace.
Bueno, te voy a contar primero el antecedente. Cuando yo era joven, más o menos de tu edad, comencé esta labor de dar clases a adultos. Empecé alfabetizándolos y me gustó tanto la experiencia que es una actividad que he continuado haciendo hasta el día de hoy.
Muy bien. Exactamente cómo fue que decidió empezar a hacer esto que nos menciona.
Mira, estando en la preparatoria, algunos compañeros y a mí nos ofrecieron la oportunidad de entrar como voluntarios a alfabetizar. Y así fue como empezamos. Era en las tardes, apoyábamos a un grupo de adultos, les enseñábamos a leer y escribir, y así fue como comencé a involucrarme en este proceso.
Muy bien, gracias. ¿Cuál ha sido la experiencia más significativa que ha tenido?
Mira, la experiencia más significativa fue cuando al pasar los meses en el primer curso que di a adultos, el primer adulto que empezó a leer una oración completa, al final de que la leyó comenzó a llorar. Entonces para mí eso fue una experiencia muy significativa porque aparte que lloró él, nos hizo llorar a todos los demás y bueno, sentí que realmente lo que estábamos haciendo mis compañeros y yo al apoyar a estos adultos, pues era algo que valía la pena. Y también te cuento que esta misma persona al finalizar nuestro curso, ya que leía bien de corrido, nos agradeció mucho porque pudo por primera vez leerle un cuento a uno de sus nietos y bueno, o sea, fue una experiencia que con nada se paga, fue algo muy, muy valioso para nosotros.
Muy bien, qué bonito. ¿Considera usted que la educación es la clave fundamental para el desarrollo del país?
Claro que sí. Si no hay educación, pues no hay un pueblo preparado, no hay un pueblo que pueda exigir a sus gobernantes y no hay un pueblo libre. Con la educación obtienes muchos beneficios y sobre todo creo que una mayor calidad de vida.
Muy bien. ¿Qué impacto cree que esto tiene en nuestra comunidad?
Bueno, el impacto de lo que yo hago apoyando a la gente a leer y escribir, pues es un impacto muy fuerte, porque si tú a una persona adulta que no sabe leer y escribir la vas involucrando, metiendo poco a poco a una sociedad donde necesitas leer y escribir, pues esta persona se le abre un camino de oportunidades, puede en un futuro estudiar otra carrera y por ende tener una mejor calidad de vida. Por eso creo que tiene un impacto muy importante esto que hacemos los voluntarios del INEGI.
Muy bien, muchísimas gracias, Laura, es todo de mi parte.
¿De qué, Mau? Gracias.
Nosotros como equipo elegimos las propuestas que llevó a cabo Laura y que lleva actualmente porque creemos que es la primera causa de muchos problemas a los que nuestra comunidad se enfrenta, comienzan con la falta de educación. Pues tener buenas bases educativas son la solución que nuestro país necesita para crecer como nación.
Haven't you noticed that every day we live in the world, aggression and violence becomes more a reality to us than peace? Instead of having graduates, we haven't disappeared. How the selfishness and our pride has torn us apart completely. How we only help us one another when the benefit involves our own interests. How we adore the ones who ignore us and ignores the one who adore us. How we fake our own identity just to fit in the society. Personally, I want to change in our new style of life, and that's why I've chosen this topic as my own path to become a Peacebuilder in Mexico and hopefully also in the world. This is a peace-building movement, since my objective is to make consciousness in people, to eliminate aggression and violence most of us carry every day. Hopefully I will change their lives, and that follows into the change of our own societies. I do not only help with direct approaches, like giving food or water, since that would not have a reciprocal in people's thoughts and efforts of making a change. My campaign consists in letting the people know my proposals via infographics and photos that I will post over internet and over the time in the streets. Currently, only people I know have answered and follow my proposals, also a few other citizens. But in the future, when the circle grows, I will want to do meetings for proposing more ways to fight this terrible problem. Yes, I believe that together, as a society, we can. We have to destroy our negative actions and start rebuilding the severe damages we already have done to the world. By this, I mean helping the people, but not by charity, but by giving them the motivation they need. Hopefully, with the help of other peace builders in Mexico and around the world, our messages will attract more people to join us and start creating a change once and for all. Lastly, I want to say, make the change you want in this world before it's too late to do it.
I think we can become peace builders if we do simple, small actions that makes the day of other people better. Just for example, a smile or a hug. My proposal for me to becoming a peace builder is to make a free football clinic at the summer in a Deportivo near my house. This clinic will be for children and teenagers. I talked with the person in charge of the field, and he says there should be no problem. In my clinic there are going to be two simple rules. First, respect above all, and then, well, that's related to the last one, is that the children cannot swear at the trainings. I think with these clinics the kids can just have a really good day, and if they have problems at home they can just go there and forget about the problems for a bit. So I think that way I can become a peace builder for the kids, and if this works the way I plan to, I'll try to do it next year as well. So that's my idea and my proposal and what I'm going to do to become a peace builder. I made a preliminary dummy of the poster. I'm going to post it outside the schools, the public schools nearby. There's two public schools, and I think if we all do little actions of kindness, and sometimes when we start the day with a smile, we can indeed change Mexico. So I think if we all start by changing ourselves first, before we expect that others change, I think we really can change this country, and we all can become peace builders.
As some of you already know, 2 years and some days ago I had an accident while I was playing basketball that led me to the hospital, arriving with a 90% of probability of death. I was in coma for 3 days. They were very hard moments for my family, relatives, friends, and everyone that were there supporting my family, waiting for news of me. When I woke up, I didn't know what had happened to me and why I was there, because I didn't remember much of that day, until my parents and the doctor explained it to me. It was very hard for me to understand what had happened, but finally, with all of my friends, relatives, and doctor support, my family and I overcame this hard situation, and now here I am between all of you, and still playing basketball. Last January the 20th, I had the opportunity to meet a boy who lived a terrible situation the last September 19 in the earthquake that shook Mexico. He was a student of the Colegio Enrique Repsame, and as all we know, this school collapsed, and unfortunately he got stuck there for approximately 8 hours. The rescuers and his parents were looking for him, and when they found him, there existed the option of taking him out, but with the risk of losing one leg because it was stuck. After all, he came out with any serious problem. He was welcomed by the Instituto Inglés Mexicano to continue his studies with a scholarship, but when he went to school, he went with no desire. He was sad and scared. He didn't want to meet any new people. He didn't even want to practice his favorite sport. He missed his friends, teachers, and old school. Although he was very well treated at school, he didn't feel comfortable. The director of the school contacted me and told me a little bit about the boy's situation, asking me if I could talk to him from boy to boy, telling him about my case and trying to help him to find again the motivation of continuing with his life as it used to be before the earthquake. I met the boy in the school one Saturday, and after talking for a while, earning his trust, I told him a little bit about my situation and how my family and I went ahead. Without pressing him, he told me about his situation and his fears. Amid many laughs, I tried to help him by motivating him to go ahead and to give his best in whatever he does, and to be the best version of him. I really liked and enjoyed helping this kid because this also helped me to realize that I have already surpassed my situation and my improvement is so great that today I can help other people by telling them about it and how I surpassed it to overcome theirs. And here's where my proposal for becoming a peace builder comes. What I did was that I went to several institutions to try to ask them if I could help them with some children that had a trauma or something like that because of a difficult moment that they had lived. As I overcame my situation, I would like to help by motivating other people who has experienced something difficult.
Hi, well, I'm going to talk about how I'm going to become a peace builder. Well, I was thinking like options to become a peace builder, but I think that I don't want to make like an action that is like common. I wanted to be like more active, to participate more because I think it's interesting to become a peace builder. I think that what this world needs to become a better world is more peace builders, more people that don't care too much about themselves, but the benefit of the population, the benefit of those ones who don't have the same opportunities as us. That, like for example, I consider me a very fortunate people for all the things that I have, for the health that I have, for the education I'm having. So I think that I want to become a peace builder in the way that whenever I see someone who needs help, it doesn't matter. I want to help them. I want to, if some old woman is crossing the street, I want to help her cross. I want, if I see someone in the street crying or having some trouble, I want to go there and help them. If I saw some men that are like making bad things to a woman or like saying things that are machistas, I want to stop that and say, man, we are the same. You don't have to be like that. We need people who create conscience every day, and I want to be that. I want to be that people that creates a change to a person that is in trouble. I want to become more efficient in my life. I want to be a better guy. I think that to become a peace builder, I have to start being someone better with my friends, with my family, with my teachers. I want to be that. I want to make a change in my life. I want to, so in order I can create a peace ambient in turn of myself. I want to be a better person so I can make the persons who surround me better persons.
Hello everyone, my name is Juan Pablo and this is my peace building project. At first, I didn't know what to do to become a peace builder, but then I started thinking about all the good actions I had done throughout my life, and I found out that I can be a peace builder by rescuing animals. Ever since I remember, I've always been fond of animals, and every time I see one on the street, I tell my parents to keep it, but they always say no. And since I cannot keep these animals, I always do all that I can to get them a home. For example, this guy here is Gaspar. I found him around 2 weeks ago in front of Puerta Tres at Tec. I could see that he was alone and that he was very skinny, so I gave him food and water. I told my parents to keep it, but they refused, so I called a friend and she took her to her home. But this is not my only experience with rescuing animals. For example, some months ago I met this lady, and she has this shelter where they save a lot of dogs and cats. There, I realized the importance of caring about them, because many times they end up killed or dead due to starvation. This is well, these are some pictures of me and of the animals in the shelter. This is peace building because we help our furry friends to have a home that's apt and good for them. It also helps the community because we prevent our streets to be full of dogs, and we make her a cat or a dog happy. In conclusion, I think that what really changes our world are those actions that we do to help others, and in this case, animals. Well, thank you everybody, that's all.